All right, so we're recording. So first, Erika, I'm going to let you, I was just going to say interview yourself. Introduce yourself.
Okay.
And kind of go from there.
Okay. I'm Erika Yell. I live in a small town, Peru, New York. Really small. So I work a full-time job. I do this on the side. And hopefully it's going to be my main source of income as I want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Because you're how far along?
I am 5.5 months. Yeah. It's a joy.
So funny because I literally, today was the first day that I saw your belly. I was like, oh my God, you don't even look pregnant.
Yeah.
Some people you can tell in their face, like you can't even tell. And then I saw your belly. I was like, whoa, she's definitely.
Yeah, I definitely feel pregnant. So thank you for that.
So can you share basically how you got started? Because I think it's such a crazy, awesome, fun little story.
Yeah, sure. I kind of stalked you, I guess you could say. I found you on, Instagram. I saw some of your stuff on YouTube. I was really intrigued by your story as you were a teacher full time. Then, you got to retire from that, stay at home. You were a stay-at-home mom, and that's what I really wanted to do. But I wanted to find something where I can still provide income for my family as well. And I said, hey, what the heck? I messaged people from Unique. I messaged people from Pampered Chef. I did a lot of research in a lot of the network marketing, and I wasn't really one to have parties. To be honest with you, I wasn't really outgoing. I'm kind of a quiet, shy kind of person. So for me to have to go to somebody's house and present stuff, that kind of turned me off a little. And then when you said that you didn't really do many parties and that you could have them and host them, that was a real eye-opener for me. Okay, so it's $99. I know I can get that back, as you explained that. And I just felt like that was the avenue I wanted to go. And then I found out that you were married to Tyler, which is really funny because my husband used to hang out with Tyler. And I used to play basketball with my sister, Ashley. So that to me was what a small world. You live in Arizona, not I knew who you were or, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that just is absolutely crazy. And I love when there's a fun, great story that's tied to it. And you guys, she even, number one, I don't really keep up with my YouTube or Instagram like I probably should. YouTube is really just videos that I do for the team and I just put them there. Or videos I do and then I'm oh, I'll share it with my team later. So I put it on YouTube. It's not I never have ever put a video up anywhere intending for it to get to a potential. I had never imagined somebody like Erika would go to my YouTube page and be oh, maybe I'll join her. Never in a million years. So as you start to grow, as you maybe reach Diamond, create a YouTube channel and just start doing videos because I just think that is just such a great thing. And honestly, even if it's just, I'm going to do tips on how I get customers.
Oh, no, why?
It could be something so simple. Hang on, I'm going to mute people.
We'll go up and look at your board.
Okay. Sorry. Now let me unmute you, Erika. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't have Facebook, so it's not I was Facebook world, type of person. So for me to find somebody, for me, the Unique, I was just on browsing and I saw who was local in the area. Do you know I emailed 4 people and never heard back from them? I never even heard one.
My God.
I never even heard a single thing from them. And I was wait, do they not get my email through their website? How reputable and reliable is that? So that right there was I can't even get a hold of anybody to see how I'm going to make money in this business. Yeah. So that to me was the huge turnoff right there.
And I remember you messaged me and
I literally went to the It Works. Yeah, I went to the It Works website and I was dang girl, that was fast. I'm holy crap.
I'm so surprised I got back to you so fast. And honestly, guys, lesson to be learned, I always have my phone on me. And I know when I can answer it and when I can't. And swear to God, we were like out at dinner and I looked at my husband and I said, oh my God, I have to take this. Well, my husband now knows, yeah, go ahead. You know what I mean? We have that, we have that understanding. But I know when I need to take something and when I'm like, oh, I'll get back to it later. Well, she was interested and needed more information. And when I think I saw immediately too, you had a 518 number and I was like, how did she find me? So ironic. So she's got to know somebody that I know. I immediately searched her on Facebook. Couldn't find her because you guys, she didn't even have a Facebook page. So the day she got started, I was very real and honest with her. And I was like, listen, if you don't want to do parties and you don't want to, go out there and do stuff like that, then I would probably work the Facebook angle, but you're going to have to create one and you have to get that following and but don't just post about it works. You got to start working on, you guys, she picked it up so quick, the whole Facebook lingo, and was like tagging stuff. And she picked it up so quick for somebody that's never even had a Facebook page. So anyway, sorry, we kind of got a little bit long with the introduction, but that is kind of where, Eric and I basically have met. So number one question is, from basically day one, you kind of hit the ground running. You've been doing really well with enrollments. What did you do to get started? What was your first thing that you felt? Weren't you one of my first people that did the boot camp?
I was, and that's my first thing I was going to say. I really took full advantage of the boot camp and training. Like that to me was a huge, huge eye opener. If I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. Actually, I know I wouldn't, because I didn't have that Facebook. I didn't have, that resource to go see what everybody else is posting, because I had to make one up. I had to start from scratch, find friends, get into where I can see what other people are posting. And thank God that everybody shares, their stories and they're allowed to share posts, because that really helped me, because I had no clue how to post. I mean, I literally went from 0 friends to, 15 first day, then, but they're all my family. It was not random people, that I'm trying to get people to commit to me. So, I really put myself out there on Facebook. I started an Instagram probably 2 weeks after I was a little bit comfortable with Facebook. So that was another huge thing that I had to, start up. I don't post as much as I should on there, but people do like my stuff. And I see that, so that's a huge thing as well. And I worked this business into my life. I have a 40-hour a week job, hours a week I work, and it's an accounting type position. So I'm constantly working with numbers and people, and I don't have a lot of free time during the day, but I make time. You got to make time to have this business work for you. And you got to use your resources. You got to, blitz people. You got to get out there. You have to. What I did is I ordered business cards. Okay, if it's not going to work, I'm out $28. Whoop-de-doo. But that's my way of, hey guys, I started a new business. People take me seriously.
Absolutely.
I leave them at Dunkin' Donuts every day, and every day I go in there and my cards are still there. I messaged people, random people, hey, I'm starting my own business, blah 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 blah. I think you just have to be confident, and I think the more you talk about it, the more that your enthusiasm shows, the more that people are going to follow you and take you seriously. Yeah. So that was my biggest success point. I ordered It Works clothing, and that was the first thing I really did. And I get to wear that to work. On Friday, we have dress down day. Oh, nice. The first day I wore in my It Works, everyone's like, what works? That's what everybody said to me. What works? What work? And I'm like, It Works, the business, whatever. And then that was my icebreaker. Yeah. I got people to, ask and question. And there's my first, couple customers. Yeah. Right at work. So
I will say one thing that I was so impressed by with you is that I remember we FaceTimed, and I was like, listen, I was a little nervous because you wanted to push the Facebook angle, but you didn't have a Facebook page. So I was like, okay, we got to get this up and going. We got to do this. We got to, what are we going to do? Da, da, da. How can I help you type of thing? And I remember you saying to me, I understand that what I put into this is what I'm going to get out of this. And I remember you saying that. I remember at that time, my confidence in you grew immensely. I was like, oh, she gets this. Like, she gets the picture. She realizes that I'm not going to just sign up and I'm going to make money. And you know what I mean? Like, and I'm telling you right now, there's people still that sign up and think they're going to start making money without doing anything. Or they think, oh, she'll just help me do everything, or she'll do everything for me, or whatever it was. You were so like independent. You guys, Erika has never, she is pregnant. A lot of people that are pregnant can sit and make excuses all day and all night. She has not once, how long have you been in the business?
January 16th.
Okay. Not once has she come to me with any type of excuse, like, oh, I don't feel good, or, oh, I can't do that party because like, never. And that's when somebody comes to me and they're like driven and they've got the mindset of like, what I put into it is what I'm going to get out of it and whatever, and no excuses. That's when I'm like, oh, she's going to be good. Like, that's the way that I know somebody's really going to be good. So, okay. So moving on, do you have anything else for my number one?
No, that was pretty much it.
So number two, did you ever feel like you didn't have the answers to things? And when you felt that way, what did you do, or who did you go to, or whatever?
Yes, absolutely. I felt like that, even till today. Like, the thing is, like, when I took that boot camp and that training, like, I literally have everything, all the products printed out, and I would study them at night instead of being on my phone or, whatever. I would be posting and I'd be looking at the products. So I got comfortable with explaining to people what the products I am selling. You cannot get in this and think that you're just going to say this, and this works for you. People are going to have questions. They're going to ask you, what's in this? Can I take this when I'm on this medication? What if I take medication in the morning? Can I take that at night? Is it going to counter interact? You kind of got to look at that, and you got to, ask around and ask people. And I feel like the training, once I got out of boot camp, and then you added me into those team pages, that was super helpful, because there's so many other people who have the same exact questions that you can reference it and look at that. Because I know you're busy, you're a mom, you have a lot of people underneath you, like, you're constantly getting bombarded with questions. Like, I felt like I obviously always went to you first, and then you normally would say, check out the bootcamp, but da-da-da-da-da. So I think it's really important to take advantage of all your resources, your upline, other people who are in this business that you're friends with on Facebook, the team pages, just researching yourself. A lot of times, like, you won't believe the information that you'll find. And the good thing is, like, the blessed thing about this business is that, like, there's no way to fail. Like, all of your stuff is right in front of you. Every answer that you ever have, every question that you have can always be answered. And if this person can't find it, then somebody else finds it for you. So it's really nice. It's very team driven. So I feel like, your success is inevitable. You're going to have that. You just got to put work into it, and you got to have work ethic in order to, overcome all that, because everybody's going to have questions and answers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so a teacher, obviously, that when you would come to me with questions, number one, I tell every person that signs up with me, I say, if you're asking me questions, then you're doing something right. So I don't ever want somebody to feel like they can't come to me, number one. So I say that thing to everybody that I sign up. And when they come to me, I'm not going to just tell them the answer. Think about it. As a teacher, you don't just want to tell everybody the answer, because what is that really teaching them? You want to, I don't mind telling them the answer, but then I'm going to tell them where to go to get it. Now I'm going to tell you, because I'm such a teacher, if Erika kept coming back to me with the same questions, I would probably call her out and I would say, listen, I'm trying to help you and I'm trying to teach you and I'm trying to show you this, but you're not following the places that I'm telling you to go. So I would probably stop telling them the answer at that time and say, you need to use Product Coach. You need to use the team pages. He's doing a monkey. There's a monkey on TV. I don't know if you guys can hear Parker. So I feel like, utilizing everything that Erika is saying. And my biggest thing is any question that you have, once you get into the team page, go to the top and there's a search box. If you're like, I really want to work on building my network. How do I work on building my network? Where do I even start? Go to the top of the team page, the search box, type in build network. Every post, every video that's ever been done and shared is going to pop up. Go watch them. Learn right there. Signing customers. Go. Type it in the search box. How to sign distributors. Go type it up there. Posts are going to pop up. Tips are going to pop up. Videos are going to pop up. You know what I mean? So I definitely, another new distributor said to me the other day that she was watching my YouTube videos to learn this and this and this. And I'm like, when people do stuff behind the scenes and stuff like that, they're serious because they're not just expecting things to like fall into place for them. If you want to be successful, you have to take the time to really educate yourself, not only about the products, but about the business side of it as well. So, okay. Number 3, what's your biggest struggle so far and how have you overcome it?
I would say for me, because I do work 40 hours a week, it was time, like finding time to post stuff, and still spend time with, my husband at home and do the home things that I do, and being pregnant, being tired, wanting to go to bed, like some of those things, like I had to sacrifice, like, I would say that was one of the biggest things is the time. But you got to just utilize it correctly. If you utilize it correctly, you're not going to be on your phone 24/7. You don't have to, constantly be, on Facebook and posting and this and that. What I normally did was I messaged at least 10 to 15 people a day for a loyal customer and at least 5 to 10 to be a distributor. And I do that every day. And then I follow up. That is so crucial to me because, like I said, I don't have a lot of time. So sometimes I can't check my Facebook. I can't sit there and do that all day because I have to work. So you kind of have to think outside the box a little bit. People not signing up. That was like, I got into like a week where I thought, oh my God, I'm not getting any customers. I'm not getting any distributors. Are people watching me? Are people seeing me? Am I putting myself out there enough? But I feel like I was consistent. I was always, taking the time out. Even if I didn't have time, I found time to do it. And I find too, teammates. I have a hard time because I am such a go-getter, like feeling like maybe I'm sometimes hard on my team, but I just want to be a strong leader and let them know that I'm there for them. I feel like if you can help your team build their teams, you're going to grow so much more. And that's what this business is about. So I think really staying connected to your team and, giving them positive feedbacks and answering their questions and, helping them when they have struggles is a huge thing. You can't do this all by yourself. You have to, rely on your team and your upline and everybody else. So I find that if you really are consistent with every little aspect, you're going to get over those struggles. You're going to get over that hump. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. The one thing that keeps popping in my head, everything that you're saying, is income producing activities. Because if you're so busy and you don't have a lot of time because you're full-time and pregnant and trying to still be a good wife and a housewife and, all that stuff, you've got to prioritize.
Yep.
You're sitting there scrolling on Facebook all day, every day, you're not going to build a business. But if you're doing income producing activities, and for me, that's power hours. Income producing activities and power hours is huge for me. And honestly, that's pretty much when I do it is when he naps. So that for me really works. And really what you're saying is just staying focused on those income producing activities. So
yeah, absolutely.
So, okay. I'm trying to think. Okay. So number 4, and then I have one more after this too. So what is a tip that you'd share with someone who is struggling at the beginning and struggling with enrollments?
I always go by, I consider it like my 3 C's, control, consistency, and choices. So being in control of yourself, your business, and how you want to promote your business. So if you are saying, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it part-time. Okay. What's part-time to you? You have to be completely in control of your hours. So you need to, if you're going to say, I'm going to put 5 hours, you need to put 5 hours. So then that leads into consistency. You got to post, you got to message, you got to follow up, you got to talk, you got to blitz. Every waking second that you have 1 minute to yourself, that is for this business. You need to follow up because that's key. And I say choices because you need to make a choice. You can sit there and scroll on your phone, or you can sit there and post. You know, you can message, you can not message. You can watch TV, or you can, you know, work your business. You can go out, you can stay in. Party, you can choose to have a party, you can choose not to have a party. So I feel like the choices that you make is going to be huge with, you know, your enrollments. Like if you say, I go and I message you, Danielle, and I say, okay, hey, you know, blah, 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 about products. And I say, you know, I'm trying to get you as a loyal customer. And then you don't hear from me. I hear from you back, but then you don't hear back from me in a few days. Do you take me seriously? No, you kind of just move on. Like, oh, she just wants to make money. And then if she doesn't like to hear what I have to say, I still follow up. Even if that person says no, I still follow up with them. Okay, you know, because one day those people are going to come back to you and they're going to want to try some products because they're going to believe in you and they're going to believe in themselves, you know? So I find people will come around if you stick with those.
Awesome. Love that. Sorry, Parker. I had to mute myself. Like getting loud. Awesome. Yeah. And I think, oh gosh, what was the word? Determination. I think that was probably the biggest word that when I was at a training and they were like, you need to have that determination to really fight through, because like you were saying, like you're tired, you're pregnant, you want to go to bed early some nights, but you have goals and you want to reach those goals. So you've got to figure out you're your own boss. And as much as some people think, I'm my own boss, I can go to sleep. I don't have someone telling me not to go to sleep. But how big are your goals?
Because like for me, when I was promoting, when I knew I wanted to make Ruby and I was promoting for that, that last night, I needed 6 customers in 2 days to help my 2 days, 6 customers. I signed every single customer and I was up till 2 a.m. I had to work. I have to get up at 5:30. So for me, that was like my drive, my push. I knew that if I did not get those customers and I did not go Ruby, I would have been like really hard on myself, because I knew that my determination and my drive throughout the month was huge. And I would have felt like I failed in that aspect, you know, but even though like I did so good throughout the whole month and my team did great, but it was like, I just knew I needed those customers, and I followed up and I sent out some great messages, and those people finally were like, what do you need? I'll give you my card. I'm going to order. Holy crap, really? I bugged you April 1st, 2nd, you know, or May, you know, March 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Really? It's the 30th and you're telling me now you're going to order? I'm like, oh my God. But it's just that, like, if I wouldn't have messaged those people back that I gave 3 days prior, I would have never got my last 3 customers that I needed, you know? So it was like, you just got to push.
Leading into my last question for you was, you double promoted. You went right to executive and then you went right to Ruby in 1 month. So there's a lot of new people out there right now that are like, man, if I could go right to executive and then right to Ruby in 1 month, that'd be really cool. So what do you feel really helped you with that? And I can sit here and say, you made no excuses. You were determined. You made sacrifices.
Bridge. Sorry.
No, you're okay. So what do you feel that you really did that month to reach a double promotion and reach Ruby?
You know, this is going to sound funny, but I went live. Like I felt, oh my God, that was like so nerve-wracking. But I felt like if I did more live videos, and I really turned my turbo on. Like, I really was like, okay, I pushed every second of every day. People who are 50-50, I messaged every other day. So until you're going to tell me no and stop bugging you, I'm going to message you every day because I want an answer. I added free products. Like, if you buy the fat fighters and thermal fit or whatever, like when I post, I would say you get a free wrap for joining me if you're a new customer. That was huge. And that's why having your auto ship on, using the products, having products on hand, you're able to do that. So if you need those last 3 customers, you promote the free product. You give them a free product because eventually.
Hang on. I got to interject there. Sorry. Just because technically we aren't able to entice people. So here's the thing that I would say, maybe moving forward, offer them samples, because you can give samples all day and all night. But when you say like, I'll give you this free for signing up, we're just technically not able to entice. So just keep that in mind for future.
Right. Well, not like I would say that, but like I would say, if you sign up or whatever with me and you wanted to try some free products, I have some on hand.
There you go. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come over to my house and try this and whatever. Yeah. There you go.
So like one girl, she wanted to try the greens, but didn't want to order them, but she wanted to order the cleanse. So I said, okay, if you order the cleanse, I'm going to send you some samples in the mail. And that's what I did. I mailed her samples. Yeah. I mailed her samples. I mailed her my business cards. I mailed her the Blitz cards. I mailed catalogs.
Awesome.
She works at the hospital. So
yeah. And something it's on my mind, so I'm just going to share it real quick. But when somebody shows interest in 2 products, it gets me really excited because I'm like, I know that I can basically talk them into being a customer right now. So I always say exactly what I would do with you, with what you did is, why don't you go ahead and get started with a cleanse? I'm going to send you some free samples of the greens. If you really do like those, then you can get the greens the second month. And then you just figure out which one you like the best, and you can get that the third month, and you're still saving almost 50% and yada, yada, yada. So,
that was like huge. And charting was huge for me. That hang on just a second.
You gotta go. It's okay.
Sorry. No, hang on.
Okay.
Bye. I love you. Okay. Call me when you get home. Okay. Yeah. Don't forget. Okay. I love you. Okay, sorry.
No, you're okay. You're good.
And charting. I think charting was my last month push. Like, you really need to know your charts. Like, you need to know where your team is at, where you're at, and how everybody is doing. And I felt like when I did that, that opened up a whole nother door, for me, because I was able to say, hey, look, so-and-so, your distributor needs one more customer. Let's make a push. Let's challenge her. Let's do this. Let's do that. So that was helpful for me because I also got one of my teammates to promote as well by doing that, by sharing with her. And now she's into charting, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Did you hear me just whisper to Leslie? I said to her, I said, hey, chill out. I said, she had her chart done before I even messaged her. Hey, do you know where you're at with Ruby? Hey, do you know where you're at with executive? Like, you had your chart. You'd like send me a picture and be like, holy crap, she like knows her stuff. Like, that's impressive. You took the time to learn about the charting, and you took the time to really make sure you were updating your chart on a regular basis. You knew the importance of that. So that was really, and I knew that you were serious about promoting to Ruby, double promoting, because you guys, it's not easy. It's not easy to go right into executive and then right to Ruby from there. It's not easy. So I knew she was serious when she kept sending me, when I'd be like, hey, do you know where you're at? And she like had it right there. Like, she knew exactly where she was at. She lived by her chart. And that's a big thing. If you're ever pushing for a promotion, like if you're pushing for diamond this month, you've got to be looking at your chart every day, like every single day. And you did. You were really on top of that. So, and you are such an amazing leader, and I cannot even express enough that you lead from the front so well for your team, so they know exactly what they need to do. And you help them with the charting, and you help them with, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody is like, if you're pushing for, your Ruby promotion, and somebody that you need at a 400 box is at 350, you can go to them and be like, hey girl, let's get you in the 400 club. You need one person to get wraps. So you basically tell them what the product is that they need, and they go post about wraps. They go talk to people about wraps. They go message people. So you basically are guiding them to say, okay, this is what you need. Let's see if you can get it. And you were amazing with your team too, that it wasn't just about your promotion. It was, hey, let's do this. Or, hey, I just got a customer. I'm going to challenge you to get one too. And you were great with those too, and always leading from the front. So
yeah, that was like my biggest thing, like that the charting is like really what I find like really opened the gates for me, because it can get overwhelming, and your numbers and knowing, and like, oh my God, you know, you can look at e-suites and stuff, but if you have it right there in front of you, like it's okay, you're at 350, you need 50 more to be at 400, you know? And that's the thing, like I would send pictures to the girl who was going to go, you know, Robin, who was going to promote to executive, and I was like, look, Robin, look how close you are. And then she's like, oh my God, you know? So I find that like that's really the biggest thing, I think, that helped me definitely see where I was at, and definitely, you know, helped me push for that second promotion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, well, a huge congratulations, and thank you so much. I know that you have family in town, so thank you so much for taking time to let us interview you.
Oh, yes, absolutely. No problem.
We really appreciate it very much. So thank you so much. And do you have anything else to share, or are you good to go?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right. We'll talk to you later. I don't know if you got to go or not.
Yeah, I'm going to head because there's just some people leaving. So.
I know. I figured as much. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. No, it's fine.
All right. Go enjoy them, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
All right, so now we have Jenna is going to interview Kristyn with similar questions. So I'll kind of let you have the floor there, Jenna.
Okay. Hi, Kristyn. I can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
I'll unmute her.
Hello?
All right, there. I unmuted her.
Hey.
How's it going?
Oh my God. Sorry about my voice. It's disgusting.
Oh, okay. We can try and keep your portion short. So it's going to be like the same questions, kind of just tell us about yourself and how you got into the business.
Okay. So, my name's Kristyn. I was a loyal customer. Jenna signed me up. We met, we were both living in England, and we met there, and when we came back, she joined the business, and I kind of saw all her posts and everything, and when she would talk to me about it, I would make a million excuses up why I wasn't going to do it, and then which is basically exactly what happened. And then I signed on as a loyal customer, and it was like I obviously loved everything right away. And then I was having drinks with my girlfriends, and one of them was talking about, you know, they need like new protein powder. I'm like, oh, like I should get you like in touch like with Jenna, like I'm like, and start telling her about the ones that I use. And then in my head, I'm like, I'm being a distributor right now without even actually doing it. So, and then I think it might have actually been the next day, Jenna messaged me to follow up about, I was on like my second month of my auto shipment. She's like, have you ever thought about doing the business side? I'm like, well, funny enough, like 12 hours ago, I was talking to someone about that. So that's kind of how that all got started. So that was in February.
Good news, Jenna, just for the record there. Way to go, Jenna, on that one.
Okay. It was really weird timing, because you wrote me back being like, were you a fly on the wall in my conversation last night? But you were one of the people who was like, I guess like on someone's dream team or like chicken list kind of, that you're like scared to ask. Because I mean, I know that you're really outgoing and like driven, and like you moved across the world, and you and I are really similar in a lot of ways. And so I just thought that you'd be really good, but I was kind of scared to ask you.
It's probably because I like.
And then your 3 months were ending, and I was like, pardon?
I said it's probably because I made 1,000,001 excuses at the start not to.
Yeah. And so then when your third month was ending, I was like, well, have you, like, and I threw it out like so casually, like out of nowhere. Like we hadn't talked in a couple of weeks, and I just was like, oh, maybe. And then like put my phone down to go to bed. And then in the morning you were like, yeah. And I was like, all right, sweet.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you started, I don't know, you signed like 7 customers in your first like 48 hours or something ridiculous. I don't know. You've been in only a little over a month now, and she's already signed 16 people.
Oh.
And you work she works 2 jobs. I'm talking for you, but I know that you're really busy. So you do use Facebook, but you do a lot of in-person stuff. So I feel like we could all, even I could learn from you about like closing the deal in person and working it into your normal life. So what did you do from the beginning that kickstarted your success like so quickly? Like how did you enroll all those people so fast?
Yeah, so it's kind of like you're saying, like I work a couple different jobs, like I'm running all over the place. I like have a couple different like circles, like of people that I talk with. And basically, like I remember one of our first conversations, you were like, Jen was like I'm kind of nervous because you don't have a very, you don't use the word nervous, but like, because you don't have a huge social media presence. I'm like,
yeah, like I was like, don't just inundate your Facebook with It Works, because everyone will be like, oh, that's weird. Like,
yeah, it wouldn't have been natural, and I wouldn't have been good at that because it wouldn't have come across genuine at all. So I basically just like looked at like my friends and my family, and I'm like, okay, like what kind of products would they like? It was kind of the same, like study the products as much as I could, and it'd be like my friends I go to the gym with. Like they have a protein powder every day. I'm like, oh, like I just started my new business and we have this amazing protein powder. It's one of the products I use. Do you want to try it? Like, do you want to get going with it? Most of the time I'd have them over and we'd just like share one of mine. And then they'd be like, yeah, I love that. Like, let's get going. So it was a lot of talking like that. Like that literally those first few days, like everyone that I came across, like in my head, I was thinking like, okay, like I studied the products as like a loyal customer to figure out what I wanted. So I had that bit of knowledge, and it was just basically like, what would like the person I'm talking to right now, what would make the most sense for them to get. And that's just what I was most comfortable doing. So I just kind of ran with that. And it was like every person I talked to, like in those first few days, and I still try to do that, being like, if it's natural, I can go into the conversation, like just, you got to throw yourself out there, especially with like, I'm way more comfortable talking to people than posting on Facebook, which I've been trying to get better at. But that's basically how I got started. And it was just talking to every single person you can, like the day.
Can I just add something real quick? Sorry. I love that you said that, because I feel like so many people get started in this business, and let's be honest, they probably found somebody because they saw them on Facebook or Instagram. And a lot of people, when they get started, they think that they have to do Facebook. So they just do exactly what Jenna said, don't do. Don't just start posting all over Facebook, because then people are going to be like, really? Like, no. And we all say, you've got to work it into your life. You've got to do this. You got to do that. So I love that you say that. And I love that you're proof that you can still be successful even in the first week of your business without flooding Facebook. So you got out there and you had conversations with every single person that you came in touch with. And I just absolutely love that, because I feel like a lot of people need to hear that. I feel like a lot of people need to hear that you don't just have to use Facebook and wait for that to help you be successful. Sorry, did you get that?
Yeah, you froze for a second. But what I was going to say is, like, because you've been slowly working your Facebook back up, Kristyn, like sort of how we talked about, and when you did social media training and stuff, you've probably posted on Facebook less than 10 times about the business. Yeah. And you have 16 customers in just over a month. So you can
definitely, if you're someone who's not comfortable like with the whole like Facebook, Instagram kind of thing too, talking to people and getting customers that way gave me the confidence. I'm like, okay, well, obviously people are interested. Obviously I know people who would like these products. Like, why not? Like, and there's so many posts that like we have, like you guys use, like we'll post like in the groups, like for templates and stuff. I'm like I obviously people who want this. So it gave me that confidence to start posting. And
I feel like when they say like someone's like, we always say this, like, oh, she's on fire. But like, I feel like you literally were, because you, like, as soon as you signed someone, you were so excited, and your like excitement was very, people could see it. And you were just doing so well and running with it, like ignorance on fire or whatever at the beginning, just so excited. And people feel that and then are like super happy to try things too. Like people feel your excitement, which is good.
For sure.
And I think sorry, Jenna, I totally don't want to keep like saying,
no, you're good.
Keep thinking, I just want to add it. But I think that's why it's so important to recognize and realize that like this is a belly to belly business. And it's so important to get out there and have conversations with people and not hide behind your computer, because you want to share your excitement. You want people to feel that excitement. And honestly, that's why parties are so successful, because people can feel your excitement and people can see it and the energy and all of that stuff. And if I have to incorporate Facebook into it. That's why I feel that going live is so important, because those people that do say, well, I'm just going to sit behind my computer and hope that this works. Well, you know what? You need to show your excitement. You need to have people feel that excitement and that passion and that drive and whatever. When you go live, that shows it. So I just love that you take this and you get out there and you talk to people and you have conversations, and you are more confident because of that. And you can see that more people want this, and that's why it's more exciting. And that's why you kind of, it's a domino effect. You just keep sharing it with more people because you see that and it's exciting. So sorry, just had to add that.
No, that's awesome. I was also going to say, like, just to add in about what you were talking about lives, also so people can see what your personality is like, but also because the algorithm is crazy. Because I was noticing last week that on my business and product posts, I was getting like no likes. And then I went live on the weekend, and then that night I did business post and got like 15 likes, and I was getting nothing before.
Yeah.
So like, it really, go live, people.
Yeah, definitely.
I know we say that all the time, but okay, Kristyn. So did you ever feel like you didn't have the answers to things? And what did you do, or who did you go to when you had questions?
I still feel like I don't have the answers to things, because there's so many, like I think Erika kind of touched it too. Like, can I take this product with this? Like, if I'm on, like, there's knowing the products, but then there's like just only things that come with time. I feel like that, like I can sit there and I can study all the products, but I just like have to keep asking questions to get answers, obviously. But yeah, I just really, like Jenna, there would be times that I'd message you like 15 times in one day, like especially like when I was signing all my clients at first. It was great, like I had all these people, but I'm like, they also each came with 5 questions, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I got a bit overwhelmed at to start. The groups are amazing, like boot camp's amazing. I search, like sometimes, like when I have free time, like I scroll through the groups, just even if it's stuff that like a client hasn't asked me yet, it's like, well, I'm probably going to come across this at one point. So I love like just going through, and I'll look at all the comments, and if someone posted a random question, just because I'm probably going to come across that at one point. So like, even if the question's not asked to me directly, I feel like I'm still always having questions about things just from even doing that.
I don't think anyone could ask more questions than I asked Danielle when I first signed up. So I think you're good.
She's right. I was like, can't you just call me? Oh my God, this is like literally asking. And then she'd be like, okay, last one. And she'd ask, and I'd be like, this is not last one. I've already learned about you, girlfriend.
And that was just the beginning, because then when I actually did sign, it was like, if you think you asked me 15 questions today, I promise you I asked Danielle 30.
Yeah, but now we're like besties, and you have all the answers, Jenna.
Yes.
And what I was going to say about the team pages, it's really, and like at the beginning, I remember when you were like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And I was like, it's okay, get them in the system. Tell them they're going to get an email the next couple of days. Like, don't be overwhelmed. It's fine. They know that you're new. Like, I still tell people now, like, hey, let me go check in my team page. And I'll say that to people. And like, I think they appreciate sometimes if you're honest, like nobody knows everything. And I'll be like, yeah, hold up. There's like a page with 2,000 other distributors. I'm just going to quick ask them and then come back. And people are like, oh, cool. So yeah, that's good. And what is the third question? I forget. Hold on. What do you think your biggest struggle has been so far? And what have you done to overcome it?
I think so far the biggest struggle is just kind of worrying what other people are going to think. And once you start to get past that, you realize how silly it was to even think that way. And like I kind of talked about this already, really a lot with like social media. I was like, well, if I'm posting, like what if people like think that, like, I don't know. I worried so much about what people would think in general, and about like posts on social media. And it's just something you have to get over, basically, because
Amen.
like it's natural to think that way, but you're not going to go anywhere if you're worrying about what people think. You just you're gonna feel a lot better like being successful in signing new customers than sitting there worrying, like, what if kind of thing. And
like worrying is not an income producing activity.
Exactly.
There isn't.
Like you could spend 5 minutes worrying, or you can just do it.
Yeah.
Can I add 2 things when you're done?
Yep.
Number 1, they don't pay your bills, so move on. You know what I mean? Like that helped me. When I started worrying, I had to say to myself, well, you know what? Those people that are going to judge me and those people that care what I'm posting and how much I'm posting, they don't pay my bills. So I'm going to keep doing it. Number one. Number two, I blocked a lot of people before I even got started. All the It Works people, I hated it. I hated all the posts. It was more advertisements. I hated it. I blocked them all. A month later, I unblocked them, messaged them, signed up. And the one thing I said to myself was, I'm not going to be one of those people that post advertisements. I'm not going to be one of those people that are going to, Jenny, you're throwing me off.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Post in my head.
So anyways, but think about it this way, just because it's just kind of popped in my head. If you posted something and somebody said, ugh, those posts, and she blocked you, and then a month later she said, but what if those products really did work? What if that business really does work? And she unblocked you, and then Kristyn, she joined your team and she became a triple diamond under you. Think about that. Okay, because that's me. That is literally exactly what I did. I blocked them. I unblocked in a month, messaged, and now I'm a triple diamond. So when you start thinking about those types of things, just think about, I kind of hope people block me because they're going to unblock me and then they're going to sign up.
And also too, like the more like that, like I got over that pretty quickly. That was probably the biggest struggle for me, but like most of it's in my head anyways. Like just judging off of, you know, like you said, like I was like, there's 16 people now who get products. Like me worrying about that is in my head more than people actually thinking that.
Exactly.
Like, it's a total mind game. So
yep.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And you're helping people. You know what I mean? You're helping so many people. So when you start realizing I'm helping this person with that, or I'm helping this person with this, that takes so much precedence over those people that care.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I feel like I was going to add something and I completely blanked it. So probably wasn't that important. It's all good. The last question is, what would be like your number one tip that you share with somebody who's new and might be, obviously you did really, really well off the start. Not everybody does that well. So what your tip would be for someone who's maybe not doing as well as you did from the beginning?
I think it's just really important to be genuine about your approach with everything to do with this. Like you want it, if you're excited about it, show that you're excited about it. Like if you're curious about things, show that you're curious. Like I think just showing like just how would I word it, like just putting yourself out there and, you know, watching the YouTube videos and listening to people who promote it to Diamond, like going just like my words all jumbled right now, but just being genuine about it all. I've found, like, find what works best for you and then sell that, because people like you, I think it was one of the first things you said to me, Jenna, like people are buying you as well as like the product. Like they need to like trust you, and they need to know that you actually are excited about this and you do actually want to talk to them through the process, and you actually do want to learn about products with them, especially when you're starting, because you don't know, most people, I didn't know anything. Like,
yeah.
So it's just proving that just that you're genuine about it, I think goes a long way.
Totally. And it's so true that they're buying like you, not just the products, because I've literally had at least one, if not, I can think of maybe another person come to me and say, oh, I've been like thinking about this business and I see a few people who do it, but like you seem like a lot of fun, or like you are pretty consistent, or like you actually got back to me, or so. And that's kind of what Erika was saying too about the unique people not getting back to her. Like it's not just a business. It is you. And I actually remember when we were at the One Team One, like, not that people judge a book by their cover. Like, I obviously don't think that anyone should do that, but people do, because that's just what we do. And like, you can look around and be like, oh, I might buy from that person. I might, like, you know who you're drawn to and who you're not. So it's true. So being genuine is really important. And then people feel that you're trying to help them too, and that you actually do really like the products, and you're not just like trying to make money off of them.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
Cool.
Awesome. Anything else to share before I go into our last girls? I'm just going to read it, so I'll probably take like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Just hop into it because corporate call will be soon.
I know. I'm trying to, if I can do this 5 minutes. Okay. So the last girl, she has a food poisoning tonight. So she sent me all of her answers. So I'm just going to read through it, but I'm going to tell you a little backstory on her. We became Facebook friends in 2014. Okay. I sent her a message and she never got back to me. You guys, 2017. 3 years later, I messaged her. Like, what? That's ridiculous. How did I allow that to go that long? This is probably one of the number one distributors that was so hesitant. Like, I want to say I had to convince her because I felt like I had to, but she had so many hesitations that I really just talked to her about it. Like, what is your hesitation? And her number one thing was, if I'm correct, oh my God, like market saturation. Like, well, other people do it. And I'm like, yeah, it was. The number one thing was market saturation for her. Well, all these people do it. And I'm like, do you realize how many people we can reach on Facebook? You can reach your friends, your family, and people you don't even know. And then I'm like, do you know me? No. And we've been talking for a couple of days now. And I just kept following up with her. Oh, let me think about it. And you guys, she was like ready to sign up at the beach. And then she stopped. And I was like, oh my God, like you're killing me. I just knew, I had a feeling that she was going to be really great. So anyway, she ended up getting started and killed it. Like within a couple of days, she had 2 days, she had 4 customers. And then finished boot camp right away. Like boot camp's 4 days. I think she had it done in 2 days. Like that's impressive. That means she's like, I'm going to do something with this. I'm ready to go. And her thing was, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to run. Why would I do this and not run for it? You know what I mean? So that attitude, I was like, oh dang, she's going to run for that, $10,000 bonus. I'm pumped for her. So, Jenna, can you do you have the questions in front of you? Cause I have her answers, but I don't have, just like, tell me quick, like the first thing, how were you successful at the start?
Yeah. Tell us how you kickstarted your business so well.
Okay. So she said, I started with my best friend. I knew that she'd always been interested in the products that we have. So I actually started with her. Then I posted on Facebook and literally people actually came to me. I didn't think it would have been that easy, but they did come to me. I was actually shocked. Even people who hadn't been interested in anything I've ever posted on my social media before, they ended up reaching out to me. I target the women mainly also. So all ages, and it honestly seems to be working for me. So number 2.
Did you ever feel like you didn't have the answers? And what did you do when you had those questions?
Good. So she said, of course I felt stuck. I went in blind with never trying any of these products. I haven't even gotten my starter kit yet. So I had no idea if the products really even worked, what they did, etc. So of course I got stuck and I didn't really know what to tell people at times. I turned to Danielle and she helped me out tremendously. I blew up her phone with questions. I haven't read this yet, by the way. I blew up her phone with questions after questions just to make sure I was quote unquote pitching the sale right, or asking them what I needed to tell them about a specific product. She probably got tired of me, but she was so helpful and helped me a lot. She would like write to me and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, why? Don't be sorry. You're asking great questions. All right. Number 3, struggle.
What was your biggest struggle?
Okay. So she said, I actually have 2 struggles at the moment. Since I'm still waiting on my starter kit and my products to arrive, I really don't know what to tell the customers about the products. So that's when I trust what Danielle is telling me and I just go with it. Good girl. My second struggle is finding distributors. A few of my customers told me that within the first 2 minutes of speaking with them, that they're not interested in selling, but they want to buy. I still talk to them about the opportunity they could have if they did start selling, but nobody has been willing to take the leap of faith and join me. It's definitely frustrating, but I know that they'll come around. I'm trying to be patient. Okay, last question, the advice.
Yeah.
Okay, don't give up and keep pushing. Eventually they are going to be curious once they see your posts and see people's results as well. So don't give up, be patient, and try not to get frustrated. So that's her advice. And her name is Courtney Watts. So I don't think I said that at the beginning. So, all right, corporate call's starting. So they'll probably start in like 2 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Thank you guys so much for this. You guys are absolutely amazing.